on their speed, style and engineering. These days, advertisements are just as likely to emphasize safety. Side impact systems are all the rage. Most new cars have them. But now, one of the government's top safety researchers says side impact bars don't work. In fact, he argues they can make injuries worse. That's a real problem, because 1 in 4 road accidents involves side-on collisions. In tonight's special report, our science editor Lawrence McGinty examines the debate over side impact systems.
Suddenly, safety isn't boring anymore. Car ads no longer boast about performance, they parade safety features, and none more so than side impact bars. Almost every new car has some kind of side protection.
One of the safest cars you'll ever bump into.
But now safety experts are questioning how well impact bars built into the doors of some cars protect motorists.
I built this car originally to show how well you could build a car for side impact.
Professor Adrian Hobbs designed the car at the government's transport laboratory. The logic seemed obvious. Strengthen the doors and you'll protect the occupants.
What we did was to make the sort of mistakes that everybody's still making. We made a very strong car. Unfortunately, when we tested it, we found a very strong car doesn't offer the sort of protection that we thought it would do.
Hobbs tested this super strong car with a steel plate down the side. His results showed the reinforcement did little to reduce injuries. Even more surprisingly, a weak door does protect. The door bounces off the striking object and hits the driver. It looks violent, but the impact carries the force of the door alone. A reinforced door bounces less, so the driver is hit with all the force of both the door and the striking car, and suffers greater injuries. Car makers Volvo first fitted side impact bars 20 years ago. They say their current design reduces injuries by 25%. But it involves a lot more than just side beams.
I think there's a bit of a tendency for people to quickly get themselves some safety credentials. And one of the quick and easy ways to do that is to put beams in the doors, but that alone isn't enough.
Nevertheless, Volvo and other car makers claim side beams, although not enough by themselves, are an integral part of side protection.
And now there's a new urgency about this whole debate, because at the moment, car makers have to test only for head-on impacts. However, from next year, new European regulations mean that with the help of this dummy, EuroSid, they'll also have to test for side impacts.
Already there are rows about the test. Safety experts say car makers are trying to water it down by lowering the height of the test ram.
Well, it depends what you mean by watering down. If we take the opposite view and say that the legislators have been trying to make it more severe, then there's got to be a compromise between making it more severe in order to get safer vehicles and making it more severe than is necessary to generate safety benefits on the roads.
Investigators who've looked closely at thousands of real accidents over the past 10 years say with side impacts, car bumpers ride over the sill and hit the door. So if the test rams are lower, they won't be realistic. Every year, 23,000 motorists are seriously injured in side impacts and 600 die. The crunch for the European test and for side impact bars will come next year when it becomes law.